Again, he pushes this lady to the ground. I don't know what this lady was doing. It looks like she's just standing there. And Kristi Noem calling Alex Preddy a domestic terrorist for coming with a gun and bullets. What I am seeing says that he had the proper right and license to carry that gun. But if Kristi Noem is gonna call him a domestic terrorist for that, you have to use that same logic on Kyle Rittenhouse. And with Renee Good, again, it's a thing where it's like, clearly it looked like she was in an area she shouldn't have been in, and she shouldn't have been driving her car at an ICE officer. But also, it looks like he maybe got tapped by the car. It didn't look like he needed to shoot her. So I voted for Donald Trump, and I was in support of protecting our borders, and I was in support of ICE deporting people who came here illegally. And I'm someone who has massive respect for law enforcement. But I'm watching some of these videos and it genuinely feels like they are being overly aggressive for no reason. So I'm watching a certain angle of Alex Preddy and everything that kind of happened. But the hard thing is every angle I've seen, you can't truly tell what happened once he's kind of like in that little group. But I will play the video and break it down the way that I'm seeing things happen. Okay, already, why did he shove this lady? I will rewind that. Why did he shove her? I don't understand. Like, there might be something that I didn't see on that part of the camera angle. She might be somewhere she wasn't supposed to be, but again, seemed overly aggressive for no reason. I also want to say I completely understand that these ICE officers are also putting their lives on the line, and a lot of these protesters are acting insane, and they are impeding what law enforcement is trying to do, which is not an okay thing to do. But also, it seems like they're being overly aggressive. Okay, see? I don't know who's yelling, "Don't effing touch her," but it looks like he's kind of protecting her from the ICE officer that just shoved her. Again, he pushes this lady to the ground. I don't know what this lady was doing. It looks like she's just standing there. He's going in to kind of be like, whoa, okay, and then he backs off. I don't think he deserved to be pepper sprayed. Now, keep an eye on this gray guy. I don't think he's an ICE officer, but he comes in out of nowhere. This is the hard part. You can't even see what's happening down here. There's this gunshot coming from. Again, it's really hard to tell from these videos so far. But even with Renee Good, again, it's a thing where it's like, clearly it looked like she was in an area she shouldn't have been in, and she shouldn't have been driving her car at an ICE officer. But also, from the point of views that I watched that video, it looks like he maybe got tapped by the car. It didn't look like he needed to shoot her. But I also understand in a high stress situation like that, you don't know if she's going to keep trying to run you over or not. That goes back to me feeling like a lot of these people are not properly trained to be in these high stress situations like they are. It seemed like we just tried to gather up as many ICE officers as possible as quickly as we could. But maybe these people shouldn't be in this situation because they are not skilled or qualified to be in this situation. So there's two sides to this coin. Yes, you have the right to protest, but be a non-violent, normal, upstanding citizen protesting for your beliefs. Do not join into the crowd chaos, because people can act like sheep, and when one person starts freaking out, more people start joining in, and before you know it, when you're in these huge crowds, it's just mass chaos. But also, ICE officers need to be highly qualified and trained for jobs like this. And again, I feel so heavily for the people that were lied to that you could just get a free pass into the United States and came here wanting to start lives, now have to be deported. That is what we have to do to protect American citizens. That's what's in America's best interest. I say this all the time, but you wouldn't leave your door unlocked at night. Wouldn't let a stranger sleep in your house with your family. Why would you want unvetted people coming into our country? For all of the celebrities that act like they want open borders and easy immigration, walk around with 5 security guards and gates at the Golden Globes, but don't want a border on our country somehow. And Kristi Noem calling Alex Preddy a domestic terrorist for coming with a gun and bullets. What I am seeing says that he had the proper right and license to carry that gun. I can't tell in the video if he pulled that out and pointed it at the officers or not. But if Kristi Noem is gonna call him a domestic terrorist for that, You have to use that same logic on Kyle Rittenhouse, who had the right to have his gun and he went to a protest. He could have using it for self-protection and he was there to aid people. And I think that Kyle Rittenhouse had the right to carry his gun and defend himself. I'm just curious why that same logic doesn't apply. Anyways, I just think it's really important to look at things logically and not allow yourself to become radicalized and just always sway with one side. People don't know how to think for themselves anymore because they get all of their thoughts and opinions from everyone else on the internet. And I seriously think that is why we have so many problems in our society.